Hello, Master Gardener Sherry here, and today I'm going to show you two ways that you can test the viability of those seeds that you've had in storage over the past winter or winters. Seed viability is important, especially if you're concerned about the production yield of the vegetable and fruit crops that you are planting from seed. You want to have a really good sense of what percentage of the seeds that you plant are actually going to germinate. In the wild, seeds can last for decades, but our garden seeds tend to be more short-lived. Although crops like beans, beets, and kale, those seeds will be viable for up to 5 years. On the other hand, onion seeds maybe for a year. So the first way to test your seed viability is using the soil method. And this is just simply any pot, any container that you have. We're not worried about drainage because we're just going to keep the soil moist. It's just some garden variety potting soil that I had. What I have here are some Chinese aster seeds that I harvested about 3 years ago. They're non-native, they're an annual plant. They're pretty prolific. I'm going to just sprinkle 10 seeds over the top. I do 10 because it makes the math easier at the end, but if you need to, if you don't have that many seeds to spare, you can do a lesser number. Just statistically, your outcomes are going to be less reliable the lower number of seeds that you test. I'm going to put a little bit of just more of the potting soil over top. I'm gonna just another spray. You don't want your soil wet. You really just want it moist for this to work. And then I'm going to put this in a plastic bag and I'm going to put it in a dark cupboard at room temperature. And we'll see what comes up. The soil method has its limitations because, as you can see, you're not going to be able to watch the seeds actually sprout. You're going to have your germination rate once they break the soil. So the second way to test your seeds' viability is by using some sort of a paper medium. When I started gardening in the 80s, we were told not to use paper towels because they have a tendency to absorb too much water. At that time, the preferred paper medium was blotting paper, which is not so readily available now, although uncoated paper plates make a very nice substitute. Other things that you can use if you're not using paper towels are things like coffee filters or the brown recycled shop paper towels. Both of those make excellent vehicles for testing viability. So as long as you don't get them sopping wet, you should be fine using paper towel. A light spritzing just to moisten it. These are bachelor button seeds, 10 of them again. Bachelor buttons are annuals, usually take 10 to 14 days to germinate. They are prolific self-seeders, they're annuals. I don't put these in my garden for that reason. These were from a school project, but they should be viable actually. They're only not even 1 season old. So again, fold it and put it in the bag. So it's been a week now. Let's check our results. These are the China asters, and you can see we've got nothing going on. So these ones I'm just going to throw out. There's obviously no viability there. The second ones here, these are the bachelor buttons, and look at these. You can see we've got great viability here. I only see 2 seeds that haven't germinated yet, so 80%. That's great. And finally, these are the 2-year-old pepper seeds, and you can see we've got nice germination on them. 8 of the 10 have already germinated. 80% germination rate. This is great. I'm going to pot these right into a peat pot for use in my garden. So how do you use the results of your seed viability test? Well, it really depends on what you're using the seeds for. So if it's a food production crop, you probably want to have at least an 80% germination rate. Between 50 and 80 Just adjust how many seeds you're using when you're doing your planting. Typically, we put 3 seeds in a pot and thin as required. So at 50% germination, double that. You may have to do more thinning, but it'll all work out. Anything under 50%, you probably want to buy fresh seeds. So I hope this helps you with getting started on your spring planting.